Welcome to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Let's Talk Cars Radio is sponsored in part by Napa Car Care Centers, BDG Auto Group, by Liberty Transmissions in Virginia Beach, and by Bob Barnum and the Perfect House team. Be a part of the program today by calling 757-222-3705. Text your comments during the show to 757-866-2192. Email your questions and comments to Dave at letstalkcarsradio.com. Now, here's the host of Let's Talk Cars Radio, Dave Palach.
Hey guys, it's Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom Radio. I'm your host, Big Davey P, hanging out with Cameron Chaos, Nate VB. It is a great day for a radio show. It's funny because I was listening to the commercials as they loaded up into the running credits and stuff, and I miss Larry's voice sometimes.
Sometimes I do too.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I still see his post on Facebook, though, I still keep it,
man. But every time, it's like one of those things, like you hear his voice, and it's like it's weird when he's not in the room. You know what I mean? I know.
How do you think I feel? I edit this podcast. If you didn't know, you can catch our latest episodes on podcasts, any network.
After the live show for radio, Spotify, it goes into podcast.
You know, but yeah, I have to edit the podcast, so I hear his voice all the time.
It is. Yep. It is.
I like it though. Smoothing.
I'm going to jump into things quick this week. I got a lot of different stuff I want to cover. So the topic this week is drive-thru services. So I got into conversation in the beginning of the week about how a lot of things are going to automate it in drive-thru services, and it's amazing to me that we learned a lot. I think, like we were talking about before the show, I think COVID taught us a lot of things when it comes to like the services and things that weren't really needed, really people hands-on things anymore, and how many things you can really do from your car. Like, it scares me in a little bit of a way, but one of the things that brought it up, and I'll tell you how it is. So I had one of those weird experiences in the drive-thru. Okay, I don't like the way that they build drive-thrus right this second for talking fast food drive-thrus, where once you're in line, you're stuck in line, you can't get out.
There's no exit.
They put the big curb on one side, and there's just no way.
I've thought about this. I've really thought, what if there was a fire? Like, what if there was a fire? Where are you supposed to? What if it was your car on fire, and there was a car in front of you and one behind you, and they're stuck? Yeah, where are you supposed to go? Are you jumping curbs? Because some curbs you can't even jump.
If you're in my truck, you could. But if you're in a car, like you're in Nathaniel's car, you're not jumping.
No, you're not jumping. You're watching it burn.
Tearing it up.
You're watching it burn.
We're just collecting that insurance.
He's like, I'm just collecting that insurance. But so here's the things. I've had two weird drive-through experiences, I would say in probably a month's time. And so obviously when somebody else had one and they were starting to talk about it, of course, I chimed in, and then it turned into a big, huge discussion about it, which brings around today's show, right? First, I'll give you the one that just happened, the most recent one. I'll give you the one that happened a couple weeks back. So I'm 6 cars probably deep in the drive-thru. Early in the morning, I decided to stop and pick up a breakfast sandwich. So I had ordered a breakfast sandwich for myself and a couple of breakfast sandwiches for other people. And I get up to, well, first, I could already tell it was going to be a bad experience because for whatever that morning I had my window down in the truck so I could hear the conversations that were going on in front of me. And every conversation was like, what can I get you? Yeah, go ahead. I was like, ooh, this is going to be a rough morning. You know what I mean? Not like a good morning. I won't say where I was at, but.
Did you pull up to the speaker when he's like, what can I get you? Be like,
no, it was a female.
Howdy,
it was a
sunshine.
Female. See, you know, I do that sometimes when I know people are just like, just giving you the bad day they're having. I over nicely give them replies because I'm just like aggravated that they act that way in customer service. Because I think customer service is a really big, huge thing. So anyway, I'm in the line and I give my order. Now, just for reference, I was buying for 4 people. So there was total 4 sandwiches, right? And I gave the order, and it was 3 chicken biscuits and a sausage biscuit. So is what I had ordered. Like I said, I'm not going to say where I was at, but you all figure it out, I'm sure. So I get pulled up the line, and she asked for my card, and I hand her my credit card, and I give her my card, and she hands it right back to me like it does in every single drive-thru. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I know it's bad of me, but as you guys know, I think I told you, so California's gone to the fully automated, they're testing it for McDonald's side of things, right? So I'm like, as I'm sitting there, I'm like, God, this is kind of the reason why things are going automated, because it just seems like people are annoyed to do their job, right? There's just no subtleties, there's no nothing. So she hands me my bag within like, I don't know, 7 minutes, which I already felt like I was kind of there for a long while already. 7 minutes just seems like a long time, right?
It is.
She hands me my bag, and as I grab the bag's light. Now, I know this has all happened to you guys in the drive-thru before.
Where you know that there's not enough weight in the bag, you're like, something's missing.
Right. Well,
and you ask that question.
Yeah, when you order four sandwiches, it feels like there's
even
one
when
in
you
it.
know, though, that you know that it's missing something, you still ask, is this everything?
Okay, so that's exactly what happened. I was like, is this everything? She's like, yeah, dear, that's everything. But she just wasn't like, there was no personality to go along with it. And it's not the first time I've gone to this place. It's not the first time this person served me. So I recognize the person. It's not like we know each other or anything, but I mean, if you stop there once a month or whatever, you kind of get to recognize the people that work the windows.
It's family.
You know what I mean? Right? It's family. So she's like, yeah, dear. So of course, you don't want to be that guy, but you're forced to be that guy nowadays in the drive-thru. You open the bag before you pull away from the window. And I open it up, and there's 2 sandwiches in there. And by the way, neither one of the sandwiches I ordered. They're not even the type I even ordered. So she's already got the window closed. So I'm sitting there. Now you just feel like, an idiot as you're sitting there. And then you see them look over at you, and they continue to go on doing what they're doing. And then it was like, oh. And then they come over. She's like, yeah. I was like, I don't think this is my order. I was like, this is not what I ordered. Neither one of these sandwiches are what I ordered. And it was instant, the big, I didn't do anything wrong. It's not me. In fact, I thought I was helping you out because I probably had the guy behind me's orders what I'm thinking. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I thought I'm doing you a favor. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. So she takes it back and she comes back and she goes, well, that's what you ordered. I said, no, ma'am, that's not what I ordered. I said, I know what I ordered. I was like, and that's definitely not it. And I'm not being like troublesome. I don't think I am. I'm just being myself. I'm just like, no. I'm like, no. I'm like, that's definitely not what I ordered. And she's like, well, what did you order? And I was like, I ordered 3 chicken biscuits. I was like, and a sausage biscuit.
Well, didn't you have the receipt in the bag?
I have the receipt. I'm holding it now. I've now reached in and I pulled it out. Yes,
okay.
I have the receipt. So she's like, and then she gives me the scoff again, and I'm like, oh God, this is just going to be long. So she comes back to the window again. She's like, oh, well, I forgot to charge you for the chicken biscuits, so I need you to pay me. I need $25. And I went,
you already charged me.
Hold on, right?
You're trying to ring up another order.
I'm like, hold on. I'm like, $25. I was like, can you give me the breakdown on that? And she looked at me like I had 2 heads. Like, you don't even want to say, can you give me the breakdown? I'm
right.
Like the breakdown of the cost. Like, give me the breakdown on that. And she's like,
you want to break dance?
She's like, you paid for the sausage. You didn't pay for the chicken. You need to pay for your chicken. I was like,
3 sandwiches aren't.
I was like, so I paid for 1 sausage is what you're saying? She's like, no, you paid for 2 sausages. I said, ma'am, I didn't have 2 sausages. I have 1 sausage and 3 chicken biscuits. And she's like, okay. Just give me $14. And I was like,
why is the price going down?
Right. I'm like, what? She's like, it's $14, sir. You owe me $14 for the chicken biscuits. I was like, can I get the breakdown, please? I already know what the breakdown is. I'm not trying to be difficult. I just want to hear her say it out loud. I'm like, and of course you're sitting in your car. You realize you're sitting in your car and you're sitting in the drive-thru and you just feel vulnerable, like really vulnerable, like because you're just stuck outside and they're inside the building.
You got no control.
You got no control and there's nothing you can do. And I can feel it, like the angst inside me kind of building up because I'm like, I feel like I'm stuck here in like this polarizing conversation that makes no sense.
You want to reach in and give them a hug.
How come you didn't give her the receipt though? If the receipt was right, why didn't you just give? Like obviously you paid everything. I handed her the receipt,
so I hand her the receipt, and she's like, "Okay, you need to pay me for the chicken biscuit." I'm like, I already paid you. She's like, no, you pay me for the sausage. I was like, ma'am, a sausage biscuit doesn't cost $25. She's like, well, you didn't pay me for the chicken. I was like, how is that possible? It was $25 and like some odd cents. I was like, it's what you charged me. I was like, how is it? By the way, there was a hash brown there too. That's what makes it the 25. I was like, how is it that
how's it gonna be like $40 for 3 sandwiches?
No, it's gonna be like $50 now, like $50 some odd dollars by the time I give her all the money. I'm like, I said, I just need you to give me the breakdown. Once again, I don't know how many times I asked for the breakdown. I said, just give me the breakdown so you and I can both be on the same page and we can understand. Once again, you're in your car, you're stuck, you're vulnerable because you're just stuck in your car with somebody here at your face in the window trying to tell you, and you're like, I know how to do simple math. I said, so I started breaking down for her. I was like, well, let me give you the breakdown. I was like, you would agree. This is exactly how I'm talking. I was like, you would agree that 3 chicken biscuits is about $14 and some odd cents, right? She goes, yeah. I said, okay. I said, so how do I owe you? You start with $25. If I didn't pay for the chicken, how do I owe you $25? And she's like, because you didn't pay for the chicken. I was like, but you just agreed that chicken's like $14. You asked me for $25.
Einstein didn't touch this one.
I'm like, right. I'm like, woo! This one has not been touched. So she's staring at me. She's like, fine. I'll just give you a discount. Just give me $10. So we went from $25 to $14 to $10. I said, I have no problem giving you the $10, but can you please just give me the breakdown?
What are you charging me for?
What are you charging me for? I'm charging you for your chicken, sir. I just gave you a discount. What more do you want? I'm like,
I don't even want the chicken business anymore.
I don't understand it. I said, let me do the math with you. $14, right? I said for like basically chicken. It's 14 some change. I know it's some change, guys, but it's like $14. Like that's $14. She's like, yes. I was like, okay. In a sausage business, like I don't know, another $5. She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So that's 19. I said, that's simple math. I said, and then you throw the hash brown on there, which is a couple bucks, and then you throw the tax on it, and you get to $25 for the whole complete order. How is it we started that I still owe you 25? Then it was 14. Now you give me a discount. It's 10. I'm like, she goes, because you still owe me for the chicken. I'm like, no, I just did the breakdown for you. She goes, fine. Just take the order. You can have it for free, sir. I'm like, but I didn't have it for free. I already paid you. Like, I got a receipt and everything. Like, I don't know what world I was in. I was in the strangest world ever. Like, it just, nothing I said seemed to make sense to her. I don't know, like, I understand people have stressful days, but it was still kind of early, guys. I mean, like, I don't know, it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. I imagine they've only been open for a little bit. But she just couldn't do it. And she was frustrated with me because now she believes that she's giving me a free meal.
Well, at least
she's like, well, just take your free meal, sir. I'm like, but it's not free because my receipt says I paid $25 for it.
Look, I want to be clear. I paid for my food.
So I sat there. This is where things get weird. I didn't want to move forward. I didn't want to leave the window because in her mind,
you felt like you were the wrong.
Right? I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, so you
flip the script.
I'm like, so you realize I paid you, right? And she just looks at me and she's like, you got your free meal. You got what you wanted. I'm like, no, but I didn't get a free meal. I paid $25 for this meal and I got a receipt.
If you refund me, I'll get a free meal.
Right. Like if you gave me my money back, then it would be free. So then I go and I check, like I leave. I finally decide to leave. And the first thing I do is I go and I stop and I pull up my phone and I'm looking for like my charge to come through. And it shows they clearly charged me for it. I don't know where she thought it was a free meal. But I just realized as I was sitting there, I'm like, God, this is the second worst experience that I probably had in a drive-thru. I just had another weird one a couple weeks ago. I know that people behind me are like, what is going on up there?
Taking this guy forever.
You almost feel like you wanted to buy everybody's meals behind you because you held them up for so long.
Oh, no. Did you hear about that? Okay, so now
I know which one you're going to tell me about. Hold on, I know which one you're going to tell me about.
Story. So did you guys hear about the pay it forward scheme where people will start a pay it forward scheme?
Did you just drive off the moment you just drive off afterwards?
Well,
when they drive off and they give you cash, they just put it in their shirt or something, and then they drive. There's a video that just came out about it. Go look it up. It's
I thought you were going to tell me about the
forward scheme.
I saw the one where you know how they're trying to get like over 100 cars like that. It was always like the big thing back in the days where you pay it forward. They try to get over 100 cars and people just keep it rolling and stuff like that. Like, oh, pay it forward. They just keep it rolling. And the one guy says, all right, I'll go ahead and pay it forward. And then he goes into the restaurant and gets all the orders.
Oh, yeah, because he's like, I paid for it.
He takes all the orders. He's like, enjoy going back around, people. I was like, that's terrific. It's bad. It's horrible, but that was really terrific. Like, he literally pulls off. He goes around, parks the parking spot. He goes, I just paid for them. Here's my receipt. I need all those orders. He takes everybody's orders. I was like, that's terrific. It's good.
Say you paid for it, but you really didn't.
Right. Yeah. Or the one they had where the guy's like, oh, the people in front of you just paid for your meal. Would you like to pay it forward? And the guy's
comes like to 50.
Not today.
No. Have you seen the one where the girl's like, look, that guy just paid for your meal. Would you like to do the same? And he's like, sure.
It's like $60 for the people behind it.
He's like, how much is it? And he's like, $60. He's like, I am not paying.
I only got $20.
I told you, man, the drive-thru is a crazy place. Hey, I got to take a quick commercial break. When I come back, I'll give you the second story. We're talking about drive-thru services, man. You guys won't guess some of the stuff that's coming. Hold tight. I'll be right back.
You're listening to Dave Palach on Let's Talk Cars Radio. Dave will be right back. Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating, and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949. Residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated.
Something really cool happened in 1975. And no, it wasn't the beginning of the disco era. Congress passed the Magnuson-Moss Act, so you don't have to take your vehicle back to your dealer to keep your vehicle manufacturer's warranty in effect. Our Napa Auto Care Center uses the proper replacement parts and procedures to keep that warranty valid. Visit our independently owned Napa Auto Care Center today.
Hey guys, you asked for it and I delivered. Check out our all-star team of automotive specialists at NapaBDGHRVA.com. That's NapaBDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon.
Hey Dave.
What?
Hey Dave.
What?
I've got a secret.
What are you, 12?
No, I'm just excited to announce Liberty Transmission is headed to the future.
You didn't buy a DeLorean, did you?
No, but we did get a brand new building. That's right, people. Liberty Transmission is moving to 3041 Holland Road to better serve the community. Check out our website for updates or give us a call at 757-233-3131. That's right, 233-3131. And remember, my name is on every transmission.
There's no place like home. Home is where the heart is. Home sweet home. Like every movie, book, and song, every story has a beginning and end. Let your story start today. Call Bob Barnum today at the Perfect House Team with the Real Estate Group.
Bob here from the Perfect House Team. From beginning to end, I'm ready to help you write your story. Call me today at 757-464-1003. That's 757-464-1003.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Now, back to your host, Dave Palach.
Hey guys, welcome back. So if you didn't catch the first episode, I know you guys are like, man, did they just talk about like fast food for like a whole episode? It's drive-thru services. So how this all came about was having conversations with people in the different drive-thru services, and then some of the technology and stuff that's coming around that was kind of crazy. But
yeah, did you know, just real quick, just hopping back on it, did you know Rowley's, we're not sponsored by them, but Rowley's has a full
when was the last time you saw Rowley's?
AI system that you pull up to it, it talks to you. And if you say you're like, let's say you got a pickup order from the mobile app, it'll say, if you pull up and you're like, I have a pickup order from Cameron.
Where's there even a Rowley's anymore?
It'll be Independence Boulevard.
Really?
In our area, we still have a Rowley's.
I didn't know there was a Rowley's
anymore. It's called Checkers. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like Checkers would be so much better, though, even though it's the same thing. But continue.
All right. So let me take you. So I told you, when you're in the drive-thru, you feel a little vulnerable, right? At least I do. If you guys don't, tell me you don't. But a lot of people I talk to, they're like, yeah, you're right. You are kind of stuck. There's nothing you can do. I'm like, yeah, you do. So a couple weeks ago, I decided to go to Taco Bell. Now I know some people like Taco Bell, some people don't like Taco Bell. I'm like 4 or 5 cars deep. I know this just seems to be like the trend nowadays. You're always 4 or 5 cars deep.
I don't understand why people like fast food so much.
I'm not a big fast. It just serves a purpose. If sometimes when you're in a hurry, it serves a purpose. I'd much rather cook and eat at home. But
I agree. There's so much better things out there than fast food. I can name like a whole bunch of other places to go.
Well, here's the thing. So talk about, if y'all didn't know, there's a model for Applebee's to start doing drive-thru.
Really?
That's because nobody goes to Applebee's.
Well, they're going to like a regular old drive-thru.
They should have done that years ago.
Right? They probably should have. They probably should have.
Well, that's like the only time that I use the auto hold feature in cars when I'm in the drive-thru. I just hit the auto hold, and it's nice because you can take your foot off the brake. Yeah.
You just had to think about that, right?
Yeah, just did.
Right.
Yep.
Like, I just know my truck automatically applies it, just so you.
Does it really?
I don't have to touch it.
There's a trend with,
as soon as it feels it roll.
With like, automated or, fast anything that like service and quality is just
but everything for automotives, like everything is leaning towards automated stuff when it comes to cars, right?
Right.
So here's like one of the weird things. So we got rid of automatic bank teller, like we go through the automatic drive-thru. They take all those out and stuff, and like now people are like trying to people are trying to figure out how to like possibly put them back in. But I don't know if that's ever going to come back around. But I think if you do it automated, where they can make it completely automated, and you can do all your banking 100% automated in an AI technology, then you may see that come back around. So I'm at the Taco Bell, right? Like I said, about 4 or 5 cars deep. And there's literally a message. You know how they get the messages, those pre-recorded messages? They pre-recorded a message that says, we're really busy and short-staffed. It'll be 30 minutes to get your fast food. Would you still like to order? And then the real person comes on like, real backed up in here. Did you really want to order something? So I just waited in 3 or 4 car line to get the message. Yeah, you're giving me my food. I'm that petty. I'm just letting you know.
Like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's what they put a recorded message for it, and then they ask you, did you still? And then the live person comes like, did you still really want to order?
So it's just food at that point.
So here's the thing,
there's nothing
right?
fast about it.
Right, there's nothing fast about it. And I was
30
just
minutes.
that's not fast.
But here's the thing, down and probably get served
people
faster.
pulled off. So in this one, you kind of have to. You got to go over like a little curb, but it's not a big deal. Like
fast food is not fast food anymore.
It's not fast anymore.
It is you going to like a restaurant now, paying the same price as a restaurant, and getting
the worst service.
So it's like I said. So I see. I noticed when I first pulled up that I think it was probably like 8 cars deep when I first come around the bend, and I watched them peel. I just thought they got the order quickly.
We're not talking bad about any of these companies,
no,
but we're just.
Oh no, I am.
But he's like, oh no, I am. So I saw a couple of cars peel off. So like I said, I'm that petty. You just made me sit there to hear that message. I'm like, yeah. Let me know when you're ready to take my order. I got nothing better to do. I got no place to be,
buddy. So I'm even more petty. Where I'm going, I'll make it easy for you. Let me get one of everything on the menu. Just literally.
You know what you do? Yes. I'll wait 30 minutes. Can I get 1 bean burrito and a cup of ice? just be that guy. So here's the thing. It took 10 minutes to get my food. That was it. I think they just put the message up there because they didn't want to work that day. I think they're just like, hey, we're just going to go ahead and put this as a pre-record and maybe we can sit around and just goof off.
So how do you think we're going to solve this?
When I pull up,
how do you think we're going to solve it?
I don't know.
Especially with technology advancing.
So here's the thing. The reason why this comes around is because, like I said, so the drive-thru services is as AI. Everybody's so excited about AI. It just, if it's going to be true AI, is going to be the real question, right? Well, because there's fake AI and there's true AI where, people say, well, we have complete AI technology. And then really there's people behind the scenes pulling a lot of the strings and they call it AI. When real AI can do it all without having somebody have to pull all the strings. So I think when we get to that point, that's going to change a lot of stuff. Like I said, they're trying the automated McDonald's. And I think there's another couple ones that are trying. I think you said Rally's has got one now.
Yeah, Rally's does.
If you guys don't think this, that's bad English. If you don't think it's not, if you all think this is not happening, go look at the new designed Taco Bells that they have some drawings of. And the Taco Bell is in the air. And the kitchen area is all in the air, and you drive underneath it, and then you AI place your order, and it automatically makes it, and then it comes down. And that's actually a new design for
not
Taco Bell.
Not related to cars, but you see Amazon's new factory. They have no employees in it now. It's all those small machines. It's just one level of all the machines.
And the only way that really relates is when they start doing vehicles where everything's automated and then it can automatically load the truck and then the truck will drive itself and then that's where it really starts to affect everything.
You're always going to have humans in it.
Oversight. It's oversight. The oversight committee will always be humans. Absolutely. So for McDonald's,
but it takes the hard lifting
automatic store, I think they say it takes 2 human bodies to just come in. I don't know if it's every once in a while and just make sure that everything's working correctly, refill things, stuff like that. But other than that,
but don't you think itself. Like even for quick accessibility and stuff that we're what's the terminology? We're kind of like giving up some of the quality.
Here's the thing: we're lazy as humans, and that's the reason why we like to do everything from our cars. That's the reason why any technology is exciting for everybody. Cars, like I think I told you guys, some of the new apps that are coming out and some of the new cars, you don't have to do anything. Your card is loaded. You're going to drive through a scanner. It's automatically going to go ahead and know your car. There's a card. Your credit card's assigned to your car. It automatically pays your bill. You can place your order inside the car on your touch screen. You don't even have to talk to a box anymore. This is all real stuff that we've seen when we were, I think the first time we really talked about it was SEMA, 2 years ago? I think it was when we first really started. Now, the CES show showed a lot more of that this year. So there's just a lot of that technology that's rolling around. COVID, okay, so I kind of hinted on COVID. COVID taught us one thing, if anything, that people will go see a doctor from the window of their car. I think it's crazy, but drive-through health clinics are now like a big thing that people are talking about, where you can drive, and everybody goes, that will never work. Yes, it will, and let me tell you why. Everybody's heard of televisits, right? Everybody knows what a televisit is? Yes, no?
That's like a visit over the camera.
So you talk to your doctor over a camera screen now. It's huge. I know. So I remember the first time somebody told me televisit was during COVID, and I was like, well, what's that? I never heard of it. Now, like, I have employees that don't have to, that don't miss work nowadays out there in the workforce. They're like, oh, I didn't, now you have to never miss.
I can't remember who
work. You can just do a televisit from like the break room or something.
I can't remember who told me or something, but they were in a doctor room waiting for the doctor, and the TV turned on. The TV turned on, and it was the doctor talking to them. And they were like.
But here's the thing. So
it's all about accessibility. That's kind of like what it's the front end that everybody sees. The back end isn't. We're not really there yet for back end wise, but for front end, everybody's using it.
Okay, now think about this. For all of us, like in this area, it's not bad in our area, but in a lot of places you guys listen to the show and stuff, I'm sure it is. I know people that commute 3 hours to work, okay? So imagine doing your doctor's appointment from your car. It's a televisit right in your car where, your monitor comes up and the doctor comes up on it and you're talking to them while you're driving down the highway and you're telling them what your ailments are.
Oh, and your car scans you?
Well, here's the thing. You didn't think you just keep camera there. But here's the thing, right? Hold on. Absolutely. Why not? Because you already have the steering wheels that can take your blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. They can read everything through the steering wheel.
Yep.
So all that information just feeds through the car, goes to the doctor, and boom.
You also have where where we were talking about 2 years ago, how it could read your emotions,
right?
And how it could read like what you were thinking and stuff like that.
And now they have the sniffers in the car they want to put in, where they can pick up breath and odors and all that kind of stuff. So you add all that stuff, and sure, you could do a complete doctor visit while you drive down the highway.
You got a rolling hospital,
right? It is. That's just the next thing. It's big. If y'all don't think this stuff's coming, go look up some of this stuff. It's huge. One of the things. Okay, so we all know that like. Oil changes, you got to get oil changed on your car. You get tire rotation, stuff like that. Those are all now services that there are machines that have been developed where you never have to get out of the car. You just go and it's automated. You won't see anybody.
Jobs.
You'll do an AI.
All the simple jobs are getting rid of.
Simple though. I mean, like automotive repair that's done automatically.
But it's not all automotive. We're talking about like tire change. We're talking about oil change.
That takes bodies to do that.
Right. What I'm saying though is that to develop an AI,
the technology's already out there.
To pull the plug, drain the oil, and fill it up isn't very hard.
Take your tires off and rotate them and make sure they're balanced right.
Simple. It's simple tasks.
So you guys don't think at all that we'd ever get to, or not? I know you do, but you don't think at all that we'd be able to get engines pulled out by AI?
Oh, absolutely.
You can. 100%. You're just unbolting it. Do I think that an AI? Do I think? In 2 years, like let's say this year or maybe in 2 years, that an AI will be able to disassemble and fully assemble and defer from what part is what.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
Not in 2 years. I think in 5 years, it'll take about five years.
I think we're already 2.5 years into it.
Okay, so we're deep into it, and I can tell you how. But I always hate this. We always get right into something good. And let me do this. Let me take a commercial break, and I'll tell you guys how I know this is going to be possible, because there's already a program out there exists. I've already watched it in action. All you got to do is connect the two together, and it can happen. Hold tight. I'll be right back.
You're listening to Dave Palach on Let's Talk Cars Radio. Dave will be right back.
Hey, Dave.
What?
Hey, Dave.
What?
I've got a secret.
What are you, 12?
No, I'm just excited to announce Liberty Transmission is headed to the future.
You didn't buy a DeLorean, did you?
No, but we did get a brand new building. That's right, people. Liberty Transmission is moving to 3041 Holland Road to better serve the community. Check out our website for updates or give us a call at 757-233-3131. That's right, 233-3131. And remember, my name is on every transmission.
There's something special about Napa Auto Care Centers. They're backed by the national strength of Napa. Nationwide warranties honored by thousands of locations. You know that's Napa know-how. But more importantly, your Napa Auto Care Center is independently owned and operated by neighborhood professionals who operate by a written code of ethics. Put your vehicle in the hands of ASE certified technicians who will greet you with a smile you can trust. Visit us today.
You heard me say it, and now here's your chance. Now's the time to go find your auto garage. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to NapaBDGHRVA.com and find your all-star car care center today. That's NapaBDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, Dave from Let's Talk Cars Radio. So for the last 2 years, if you listen to the show, you've heard me talk about my dream house. It has been a great experience buying land, building my house, even selling my old house. One thing I didn't tell you about was the real estate agent that I used. I used Bob Bardem from the Perfect House team in the real estate group. It's been one of the best experiences I've ever had. Bob has been there for us from beginning to end and treated us just like family. I'm telling you, you've heard me talk about this because it has been one of the truly best experiences that I've had. If I did not choose Bob, I don't think that I would have all the best things to say about building this house. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home, definitely give Bob a call at the Perfect House team in the real estate group. You can contact Bob at 757-464-1003. That's 757-464-1003. And I'll talk to you soon.
Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating, and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949, residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated. Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Now, back to your host, Dave Palach.
Hey guys, all right, welcome back. So if you listen to the first two segments, we're talking about drive-thru services and stuff. So I know Nathaniel and I have argued about this before because I see technology changing very quickly, right? And I would say that I was extremely impressed. You guys heard me talk about it, where the automatic tire changer at SEMA show, where it took the tire off the car, then could take the tire off the rim, put a new tire on it, re-air it up, balance it, and install it back on. Okay, so that was just great technology. Now, as far as taking AI and pairing AI with things, so I want to say 2 years ago, they had the technology. I sat in a short seminar explaining how some of this worked. And what it was is you put on like a set of goggles, right? And when you had the goggles, it shows you how to disassemble things. So if you don't know how to take a certain part of a car apart, you just bring up that year, that make, that model, and it shows you how to disassemble that. With that being, it also had a help section where if you tapped help, a certified technician that is expert would come online, and now he's connected, and he can see what you're seeing, and he can tell you if you get lost anywhere and things to do.
And I've seen that. And they did different fields, plumbing, electrician.
Yeah, I've seen it. So now if you take that technology and you pair that with the right type of robotic arms that can come in and stuff like that, now you can talk about taking starters off cars, doing intake jobs, all that kind of stuff that could all be done automatic.
Which we already have that technology working, if you guys did not know. Waymo vehicles. We already have technicians taking over Waymo vehicles if they get stuck in traffic. Take that technology, put it towards these autonomous bots that if they need help, they just call for support.
I think that's going to be the big change, and like I said, and that's going to be a drive-through service. So imagine that you have a drive-through service where you go in and go, okay, I need a tune-up, and you could just sit in your car, and there's like, oh, nobody's going to want to sit there for a tune-up. We're not talking about, there is no idle chit-chat. There's no, you know what I mean?
Straight to work.
It's just straight to work. It does it. You're talking about,
and it's motionless.
Right. Everything's just fluent. You know what I mean? It's very quick, and you're just kind of going through the process. So there's a lot of things that can be done pretty quickly. You know, some jobs that would be like a 5-hour job. It's a 5-hour job because there's the thinking process and all that kind of stuff. Those robots don't have to do that. They're
right.
They also can have more than 2 hands.
It's also like, so Nate was like, oh, well, it is. You're right. It's going to take about 5 years to do it. But I think what we're going to start off is, we're going to be teaching the AI. So we're going to actually have technicians do it the first time.
I agree with you.
And then see, can it repeat that action?
Right, but
so
even then,
add it to the database.
But even then, right, we're still at the task era.
Okay.
And stuff.
Look up and tell me how many garages are already using the automatic tire changer machine. How many do they sell and how many do you use?
Because that's a task. It's not. It doesn't take much for something to do a task, right?
Okay.
But when you have to do a decision making, that's when it starts becoming a little complicated. It would be hard, not super hard, right? But it take a lot more programming
to determine what's wrong.
Well, yeah, the part. Okay. So it could put the engine together, right? But when it doesn't start, now that thing has to tear it all back together because it didn't realize that a part wasn't, in perfect condition.
I think you're going to get past at some point.
I do agree.
You're never going to have to worry about like that. It's just going to know.
But I think it'd take about 5 years before perfection really kicks in.
Possibly, but the stuff's already out there. My point is it's already been developed. They've already been starting to use some of this stuff. When you start pairing it all together, that's when it's going to be like, imagine just going into an oil change thing and it changes your oil, changes your tires, and you're right back out. With machinery, I'm saying 10 minutes easy. 10 minutes, if even that. You know what I mean?
I agree. You said it has multiple arms. It can do multiple tasks at a time.
At a time,
but it's a task-based, right?
It is, because you've assigned it to that task. All it has to do is look at that car, figure out exactly what car it's doing. Once it knows the model, it knows exactly what the specs are as far as everything, right?
Right.
So,
if you give it like 10 different plugs to decipher from, it's going to take a second to realize what plug goes to what.
Dealerships have the automatic tire changers, and some auto shops are now getting them installed.
You're talking about the ones that automatic takes tire off. I know they're taking orders.
How old is that technology? You've seen that technology since when?
Well, we saw it, 2 years ago was the first time we really saw it
Okay, so it's not too long ago.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. So, like I said,
that's another thing, right? Is that it takes so long sometimes for technology to be implemented that by the time someone does get it's already extinct.
Well, I told you all. So they have the self-tinted windows now, right? So that's somebody finally designed that. I've been talking about it for 20 years. That should be done. I don't have the knowledge of making it work. I had kind of ideas how I thought it would work. I don't think that's the way they're doing it because now there's new technology and they're doing pigment. So they're
doing it. They do an electric spark, which activates the color of the pigment. Which kind of like when we talked about it, it's kind of like how I thought it would happen.
I thought you might do it with like an injectable or something like that injects into the glass. But then,
remember we talked about like how'd you get it out once you injected it? Though you did like a suction and stuff. But a static charge makes sense.
More sense. It does.
And that's what they do.
Like I said, but it's kind of cool. So there's been certain ideas I've had over the years. I'm like, oh, this is a really cool idea. Do I know how to build it? No. The funding to build some of the stuff. Like I've said forever, any car that's lower should have sensors on all the way around, so you're not hitting your front skirts and stuff like that on things and ground effects and making sure that stuff doesn't get tore up. They've still yet to do that.
With technology advancing,
with technology, it'd be easier to do.
With technology advancing, I won't fully say the product because I am going to try to design it, but I'm surprised there's nothing in the car like as a. Not to give anything up, but as a report system.
Okay, that makes sense. No, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
They already
Why haven't they created
You ever get those weird ideas where you just go, man, they should really invent this? I had one the other day. I was just like, totally off car topic, just so you know, because we've already been loosely to it this week anyway. Funerals, you got to have a coffin, right? Why don't we have like the 7-Eleven version? Like, okay, so all of us have like really nice, everybody has really nice coffins that they sell, right? All of us have really nice coolers that we own, but yet we find ourselves at 7-Eleven buying the little foam one every once in a while. Why can't you just do a foam coffin?
They do, right?
Like
No, time out. They do.
A foam coffin?
Yes.
Really?
So, yes. If you guys didn't know,
a cheap one?
some people...
biodegradable.
Time out. Some people that cannot afford...
Okay, I've seen cardboard boxes. Like, it's more like a cardboard box.
There's a cardboard box in some of the coffins, and they make it look nice. And then after the funeral, they slide
You're taking my fun out of this.
Okay? I'm not taking the fun.
I'm just saying, if you stop at 7-Eleven, you get one of the foam coolers, why can't you have the foam coffin option?
It kind of reminds me of the video. It kind of reminds me of the movie
foam
where
is toxic. Okay, that's why you can't.
You can't put foam in junk. It's toxic.
How did you get to this conversation?
I don't know. It's just stuff that bounces around inside my head every once in a while. All right, back to car stuff. So the automated services. Have you guys seen? Have you guys seen? It already went away. Do you guys see the grocery stores where it's drive-through grocery?
Drive-through grocery store. Did you know?
Right, I know there's like a brew-through. I know you guys talk about those, but
that's not new. That's not a new thing. There is actual states where you drive through, and it's like a gas station grocery store, and you place your order, and they go and grab it off the shelf for you.
This one I saw was like it was stuff on both sides, and then you'd already had, you just kind of point, people go and grab it off, and then it goes down through, and they pack it up for you. And at the end, it goes in your car. And I was just like, oh, that's great drive-through service idea.
It's pretty smart. And stuff, keeps, all your products there.
You're in your car. You don't have to get out.
True.
I mean, people like to stay in their cars.
I wonder, is it 30 minutes?
Walmart.
30 minutes for your order, sir.
Walmart has their own, walk-through services. And they're pulling all of them out. They're pulling all of them out.
Yeah.
And so they're
pulling it all out?
They're going to pull all their self-service out. Well, not all of them. Rephrase and stuff. They're going to take most of them out and they're going to put them in as a membership. For you to use it, you have to pay for a membership because they lost millions from theft. So that's why I was talking about earlier about like when we implement AI and stuff. I see a lot of it being reversed. Because it's a good idea.
If you guys don't, if you all don't know, Nathaniel he's a reversal guy. Like he talks to me all the time. He's like, all this stuff that we're like inventing and we're going to go backwards and take it all away because it just isn't working. And I agree on some of the things. I disagree on other things. I think we're just too lazy to reverse it all. It doesn't work. We'll just leave it in place. I mean, look at our government.
It will take the masses, right, to get away with it.
I don't think we're lazy. I think that we're going to implement. We're lazy, but I think
yes, we are.
If we ever try to go take it out, I think we've already did a little bit of damage where AI is always going to be a part of systems no matter what.
As far as I'm concerned, banking's never going to be the same. When they got the point where I couldn't drive through and like pull up and talk to somebody in the thing, I know that seems like rudimentary. It's really old kind of, but I like that. Like I like the fact that I had that option. I don't want to go to an ATM machine, do my banking. I really don't want to go inside and do my banking. I just want to be able to pull up, drop my little thing in, and do it. Maybe they need to make it cooler or something.
Well, accessibility, right? Like, think about how long you sat in a bank.
You sit in the bank forever.
Just to like deposit
some
money.
Have you been to the bank lately and gone inside? Like you're always like 15 people deep.
I just use ATM crazy. Nowadays. It's so the time waiting. I got like you. Fast isn't fast no more.
No, nothing's fast. There's no such thing as fast anything. It's not. But once again, drive-through services. They are trying to find a way to do everything drive-through. And I laughed about it because before they started the show, I was like, okay, so if you have drive-through doctors, right? Then how long is it till you have the drive-through dentist? I mean, like drive-through. It's just a little machine that reaches into the window and just starts doing your drilling. I mean, you just sit still. You lay your own seat back in your car. I mean, you don't have to go anywhere.
As we've talked about it, they just pump your car full
of like laughing gas into the car itself. You know what I mean? So
we've talked about it this whole show, we've talked about how bad
Karen's like drive-through keep on talking over this one.
I am. We've all talked about how bad drive-thru is, so why do we keep pushing more drive-thru stuff?
Because we are lazy. We are lazy. We like drive-thru technology for everything. No,
we are, but I don't think that's the main. Like Pops pointed out during commercial, it's corporate.
It is.
It's not. So corporate wants it.
Corporate push. Corporate
doesn't matter
wants
what
it.
You
less
want.
People. Yep, exactly what it is. It's all corporate. Hey guys, let me take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to wrap this one up. We got one more segment to go, so hold tight. I'll be right back.
You're listening to Dave Palach on Let's Talk Cars Radio. Dave will be right back.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Well, here's a pound of prevention from your Napa Auto Care Center. We'll customize a preventive maintenance package for your vehicle that will save you time, money, and hassles now and down the road. We'll ask, do you drive mainly in the city or on the highway? Plan to keep your vehicle? How long? And more. Preventive maintenance is a good thing that prevents bad things. Build yours at your Napa Auto Care Center today.
Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. Do you currently have a repair shop you trust? Haven't found the time to go to a garage for all your automotive needs? Check out the all-star team at Napa BDGHRVA.com. That's Napa BDGHRVA.com. Let them show you what it's like to work with the professionals and make a friend along the way. Talk to you soon.
So you're ready to make a move. Whether buying or selling a home, you find you have more questions than answers. You're wondering if you're even asking the right questions or where do you go from here? Stop, take a deep breath, even count to 3. Buying or selling a home is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. Every house has a story. Let yours begin now by calling me, Bob Barnum, with the Perfect House team at the Real Estate Group. Call me today at 757-464-1003. That's 757-464-1003.
Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating, and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949, residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated.
Hey, Michelle, thanks for coming in.
No problem. What is that?
Oh, Curtis dropped that off earlier this week. He calls it the excitement button. Every time you say Liberty, I'm supposed to push this button.
Liberty?
Yeah.
Liberty?
Oh, yeah.
Liberty?
Liberty Transmissions for the working man.
I don't know about this, Dave.
You gotta admit, it's got a ring to it.
Liberty Transmission, 233-3131. That's 233-3131. Better yet, visit them today. 5160 Singleton Way in Virginia Beach. 233-3131. Liberty Transmission. Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Now, back to your host, Dave Palach.
Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so this is the last segment of drive-thru services. So as a commercial break, we were kind of laughing. So here's a concept. I was just we were talking. And I looked it up because I was like, I heard something about it. What about drive-through like court? So for any traffic offense and stuff like that, you just go through a drive-through for it, and then they just tell you. As Cameron pointed out, he's like, "What happens if they decide they want to give you jail time? How do they get you out of your car?" And
you come in for that appointment.
But how do you determine if you'd have to predetermine at that point, right? So like you look at the violation and go, "Oh, that one you got to come in for because we maybe want to put you in jail."
So question. So do you pull up and then you look to the right or you look to the left? And the cops pulling up as well in his cop car.
If there's a cop car,
they're looking at each other like it's a draw or something. They
already decide if you come to court or not already, right? So depending on what tickets you get, it's you get paid online or you have to come to court.
So think about this though. If you do drive-through court, all right, then you fall upon exactly what my problem is with it. Where I say you've already predetermined that you're going to find me guilty. There's no reason for me to even go into court because he's gonna say his piece, officer, and then they're gonna go, okay, you got anything to say? Like they always do, and you go, you either have something to add or you don't, and they go, okay, guilty. So at that point, you've already predetermined before I ever if you can do drive-through court, you've already determined that I'm guilty, right?
So you're not taking
this. Is it like serious? The border, like where they tell me to pull over to like? They tell me to pull over to lane 2 to go pay the clerk because I was found guilty,
right?
Like
something like that. That would work. Like if you guys ever gone through a border station, like going to Mexico, I've done many times. You could actually set it up just like that. You could think about it now. You could have court done for most of the stuff people go in court violations. They could have it wrapped up by like 9 o'clock in the morning. That's it. They're like, oh, we do court from 8 to 9, 1 hour. It's what it takes to roll all these cases through in a day. Think about it.
But then it is a money maker at that point, right?
But it already is a money maker.
Right, but they don't.
We do the dog and pony show, but let's just be honest.
They don't make it front page news, right?
Pops talking something like this because we were talking about drive-thrus, right? Pops is literally talking about just creating a Sonic for court where you drive up to the Sonic screen.
More like a Chick-fil-A. I'm just saying.
Because Chick-fil-A.
I want it to be more like Chick-fil-A because they're a little bit more accurate.
There's nothing complimentary about court.
The court's never going to say, my pleasure. Or maybe they will.
Hey, do I get a chicken biscuit after it's done? Like, your fine is $155. And free chicken biscuit. You know what I mean? Like, hey, at least you got a reason for going, right?
What if you went to court, you got a souvenir? That'd be kind of cool, right? I mean,
look,
like I'm not
like a medal,
like a souvenir, right? Like a keychain, like
you get badges of honor.
Thanks for visiting the courts.
Every month,
a sticker, like a sticker for your window. I visited court.
Like you used to in elementary school, you get a happy face,
right? Thanks for coming.
You get little stars, and you can turn in 5 to get promoted.
Look, let's not talk like stars are usually a bad thing. Remember, like what was that, Most Wanted, where they get the stars? But like maybe there's an idea there. Maybe you guys have tapped into something we never thought about.
Court, like bumper sticker.
I attended court today. The dates on it and stuff like that. I was found guilty on this date. Wait. There is a business idea.
I attended court. That's a bumper sticker.
I was found guilty for speeding on this date.
Like you want to know what we haven't gone over lately, and we got a lot of bumper buoys.
It's been a while.
Go over bumper buoys.
Yeah, probably got to do bumper buoys again. But like, so here's the thing. Everybody goes, well, you can't do drive-through court, right? And I'm like, well, why not? Because you do drive-through weddings. There's drive-through weddings. You can drive through and you get married in a drive-through. So if you can do that, why couldn't you just do
legal?
Tickets? It's legal.
Yeah, but you're debating.
Look, anybody's been to Vegas, like, I don't know, there's probably 50 drive-through wedding places in Vegas.
How does that work? If I object, do I honk my horn?
If anybody has anything,
usually it's just you and another one there. Usually.
You just honk the horn. Do you just honk the horn to object? Like, how do you keep from like interrupting the person in front of you's wedding? Like, you know, you hear them, you're like, oh, that's not going to last. Burp. I object. No, I don't know. Like, there's so many things. And like I said, it's as the cars get more technically advanced and we can push more stuff into the car. Like I said, so you know, a lot of people that have your big screens in the car, they want to start pushing advertisement, all that kind of stuff to it. So as you have that technology and you pump more stuff, it just makes it more available to do more drive-through things where you never have to leave your car. Like, I like the fact, I'm not going to lie, I like the fact where I maybe have the option where my card is on my car and I don't have to pull it out and I have to hand it to somebody and just automatically I drive through in it. If I'm going to go, no matter what the service is, it automatically just.
So I was thinking about that the other day, right? So we know I got pulled over recently, right? And you know I got a couple tickets slapped with, and I got a no ID ticket. And so I was thinking, like, if it's such a mandatory, right? And you know that you're gonna slap the ticket on everybody that you see have one. How come you don't make it where you have the ID online, like most states are coming out with?
Okay, well,
if you're,
I agree. No,
you know,
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Because obviously you're not like, you know, slapping people on the wrist. You know, make sure you have it next time. If you're punishing everybody for not having an ID, at some point you should make it more accessible, right?
Okay, so here's always been my complaint on that.
You're supposed to carry the wallet. I understand that.
If you run the car,
it's registered to me.
It's registered to me.
Right.
Like,
so that was my issue.
But then they go, well, how do I know that's you?
I gave the registration with my name, my address.
But how does it prove that that's you, though?
You have my picture.
You have not
a picture ID on the record.
They have to request the photo.
It's not.
It doesn't go like that.
I give you my social security. I give you the.
Okay, but I can be rattling anybody's off.
Well, you could be, but when you look it up and it matches.
Okay, that's a little different.
It's not like I need you one piece of information.
I get it, but I don't. I understand where you're coming from.
Like if I'm driving a car under one name and I give you the registration of the name and then I give you my social security of the same name.
I do feel like that we like. Okay, with technology, I do feel like one, like you said, we should have already been able to access our license more frequently. The tickets that we sign, why can't they just send them to us virtually?
Here's the thing. I hate the whole sign the ticket
like a
thing.
Stupid idea,
because by signing it, I know they say, well, you're not admitting guilt, but I feel like you are. I mean,
you're
signing it. Yeah, you're. I guess they say, well, you're just attesting the fact that you were here.
And if you don't time out, and if you don't sign it, then you go to jail. Like, how does that work?
I don't know. I don't like that one either. But
you're just saying you're showing up to court. I don't want to show up to court.
I've said 1,000 times, guys. I get it. I understand a lot of the laws we have when it comes to traffic and stuff like that. But there's a lot of them that I just don't agree with the way how we handle things. It's
right, because at some point it becomes a money grab.
Right. It's not that I don't agree with the law. I disagree with the way that we handle some of the stuff because I just feel like Nathaniel knows, they've heard me talk about it for years. I feel it is a money grab. I don't think that you can go get a fair case heard. Really nowadays is very rare.
Well, especially when everybody coming in with the same thing, right? So then it's just like they might waive the first 2 guys off, but the next 20 guys, you guys are,
dude. It is a lottery ticket.
When you sit there and you listen, right? When you sit there and you listen to everybody go up, and it's the same. Just the officer talks. Do you have anything to say? Like I said, either you do or you don't, and then you go, okay. Well, I still find you guilty. And you just know how that's going. It's like I could tell you the biggest story. I could literally make an elaborate story that I've written down and memorized and come in, and it could be the best story ever. It doesn't have to be real, but it could be the best story ever. You don't care. You don't care at all. You were just waiting for me to stop talking so you can smack that gavel.
I was like, well, you got caught.
Right. You're not sorry. You're sorry you got caught. Like, have you seen that one?
I have.
Yeah. You're not sorry. You're only sorry because I caught you today. You're not actually sorry, which... There's some truth to that. I'm not saying there's no truth to that. There's probably truth to that.
But when you tally up stuff, then it's almost like I have to be here because you did it so wrong.
Buddy, I got 7 tickets. 7 tickets in one pullover one time. I knew he was laundry listing me. Now,
is that a crime, the laundry list?
I don't think it is, but I just knew he was just looking for things.
Right.
Now, I was young. And I'm sure my cockiness and the way that I handle things probably
but even when you're not, it still happens.
Because as an adult, I can accept responsibility, right?
I think I ran into your officer, maybe.
But like when he's got you, like he wants you to pop the hood, and they're looking underneath the hood. Like you just know at that point.
If you can find the hood release, by all means.
Like you just know. Well, I think on that one, it was speeding. And then they picked me up for radar detector and couldn't find the radar detector. So then that just aggravated them. And of course I had it and I wasn't giving it up. I mean, but I had mine built in and hidden in my car. So it's not like I just
gotta be quicker than that.
Right. Like you gotta be quicker. You gotta be smarter. And then I had a button that turned it on. Just you guys have seen how this works online. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying that's what I had.
It happens.
It happens, and that's what I had. And they were aggravated by it because they knew I had it, but they couldn't prove it. I don't even know even in that era. That must have been new technology because I couldn't even figure out how he knew I had it because I didn't even think they had radar detectors back then.
So probably just guessing.
Maybe they already did, right? Like
nice car, gotta have something.
Maybe
slow down.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it was, but like I said, I wasn't giving it up. I wasn't going to tell her where it was at. It's not like I could pull it out.
If you can find it, by all means.
Like I remember back in the day. So like when I was driving and you got caught with a radar detector in a state, they literally just had you pull it out of the car. Like I was in Norfolk here. And I was with my buddy waiting to pick up somebody from the airport. And we were sitting, I used to park and you wait for people to get off the plane. You can't really do it now in this area, but you used to be able to pull over and wait for somebody to come out.
Like a taxi.
And the police officer was walking, telling people to move their cars and all that to park. And he looked up and he's like, hey, can I get you to pull over here? He had a radar detector in the window. I mean, and the police officer walked right by. He's just sitting right there in the window and boom, binged him. I think your grandpa got popped that way one time too.
Really?
With radar detector sitting there and they saw it and just motioned him over because it was sitting in the window. And that's when I learned that you don't leave them in the window. You can take those things apart and bury everything you need and still make them work the way you're supposed to and hook it up to lights in the dash. A little bit of know-how, a little bit of initiative.
Napa know-how.
I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying. That was great. But no, I'm just, like I said, I mean, the technology stuff is going to change. It's going to implement. When they start doing the commercials inside your car, when they start talking about the stuff that... where the stores and restaurants and stuff can actually break into your car, and tell you like on your screen as you're driving by, interrupt and put something on your screen because you're getting ready to drive by the place because it's heard that something that you're interested in by listening to your phone.
You have to pay a $2.99 month fee for no ads.
Like I think I should have to. I should be able to charge them if they break in and give me an ad. Like, if you had to display it on my car, I should get paid, right?
See, and that's
they're going to give you a free chicken biscuit.
That's where I feel like we should get into like the personal assistant style. Like that was a big thing
Make your car
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, it just anything you go, right? Like where it bounces around.
No, I agree with you. Look, guys, if you got a solution or you guys think of something that we haven't talked about that's a drive-through service you guys know coming, let us know about it. On that note, man, this show's gone quick. We got to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to wrap it up. Enjoy your Saturday. Sunday's right around the corner. Make sure you guys unplug, spend some time with your kids. They'll love you for it. You guys got anything before we get out of here?
Enjoy your weekend, guys.
Have a good week.
All right, guys, we're out of here, and we'll see you next week.